Canada gave the bell to Qatar. It was a downright shellacking of epic proportions. I've never seen a team shoot themselves in their own foot and then continue to get beat down even more. Let me pull it up here. Canada beat Qatar 6-0, and Qatar pretty much put down a red carpet for them, giving themselves two red cards, which clearly did not help in having a chance against Canada. Uh, the first one was just a clumsy challenge from the Qatari defenders, last man back, right outside the box. Just no way that's not going to be given as a red. And then the second one was for a horrific leg break of a challenge on the Qatar from the Qatari player on Kone from Canada. I hope he gets well. That's a horrific challenge. And then for the goals for Canada, all of them were really good. Um, it's their first ever win at a World Cup, which is incredible for them. Uh, yeah, they kind of were helped along by Qatar being just mysteriously only good in African, sorry, not African, Asian Cup tournaments, but then coming to the World Cup, they just blow everything away. Jonathan David with a hat trick, really good from him. Got a bit lucky with his third goal where his other teammate was shooting the ball and he took it on himself and scored. Uh, Own goal's a bit lucky for them. He kind of just shot it in his own net. Weirdly, I don't know why. A bit of head loss maybe because he was already down like 4 or 5-0 then. Yeah, 5-0 then. So it's just it was just a weird. Qatar just were all over the place, but um, it was the game was all Canada pretty much from start to finish. The Qatar literally did nothing. They did nothing before the first red card, and they clearly didn't do anything after even the second red card. Canada were pretty much in their half the entire time, as you can see here. 32 shots in total, almost 100 touches in Qatar's penalty box. It's just insane. Uh, it's just insane how they managed to do that. Like I've never seen a more dominant performance. Yeah, it's Qatar. Qatar aren't the strongest opponent, but Canada are also aren't the most strong, skilled of opponents to face, and they still did put out a world-class performance against Qatar. So I think that leaves the table for them in a pretty good position. As long as they don't lose, they pretty much qualify for the next round, which is against Switzerland. So it could be interesting. As long as they don't lose to Switzerland, they should get through. Qatar pretty much have to hope that either Canada or Switzerland lose by quite a bit to even have a chance. And then Bosnia, they just have to draw against Qatar to make it through the third round. They're probably hoping to win so they can actually have a better chance of getting through be one of the best eight third place teams to get through. Moving on to Czechia versus South Africa here. This game was a bit slow. I think Czechia, they started out hot, and then, like Lightning McQueen, they faded fast. Um, as you can see in the momentum, they were all over. They got that goal, and they just didn't do much with it after. I think the goal kind of really woke up South Africa a little bit, and they started piling on the pressure as the game went on. And then, especially after halftime, they were really trying to take it to Czechia. It took a while until that pen. I feel bad for the uh, Czech defender because that was just a weird penalty to give away. It's just clumsy, a bit unlucky, um, and it kind of just gave South Africa a lifeline. Um, I think the Czech team, they're kind of just, I don't know why Patrick Schick's not firing. He played really well with his team. I think he plays for in Germany, right? Yeah, he plays for Leverkusen. He played really well for them all season. And I don't know why he just isn't firing for the Czech team right now. Um, South Africa kind of just they they uh they were lucky, I think, in this game with the way they played for like the most of it to get something out of it, and kind of gives them a lifeline. Like I said earlier, uh, they have one chance to get out of this group, and that is to beat South Korea, or at least draw and hope that the Czech lose to Mexico with how Mexico's playing. I don't think it's going to happen. So both of these teams look like their World Cup run is pretty much over at this point. They have to play both of them have to play the top two teams who are playing really well. So don't see either of these teams going far. Now for Switzerland versus Bosnia and Herzegovina, pretty good game. Um, Another red card in this one. I think it's almost every match day now we've had a red card, which is pretty interesting. Just a weird note. Uh, First half, there was both teams couldn't really find the back of the net. Uh, they also weren't really making good chances for each of them. They're playing. They're really well set up defensively. Both teams. Bosnia more because Switzerland on the ball the more. Um, it took until the 74th minute to even have a goal happen, and then we had five in like 15 minutes, which was pretty exciting. Most of those coming to Switzerland, that is. Uh, all the goals were really well done. Uh, I think that this Monzambi kid, I've never heard of him before. Um, oh yeah, he came off the bench. Yeah, he's 20, really young. Came off the bench, scored two goals to help his team win. Really well done. I think the subs from the Swiss coach is really good. Ruben Vargas coming on, he plays for Sevilla. Um, Both of them coming on at the 72nd minute pretty much changed the game because pretty much right after uh, Monzambi scored, and then 10 minutes later Vargas scored to make it 2-0. Pretty much those two subs instantly changed the game. And Bolo, I think, played pretty well. Granit Xhaka was really good in the midfield. I wish I saw a bit more from Ndoye. I feel like he was a bit lackluster in the first half, and then kind of, and I think that's why he got taken off in the second half because he just couldn't find the back of the net. For Bosnia, Edin Dzeko, just super lackluster. I know he's 40, but I feel like he could have done a little bit more. Um, I feel like his midfielders didn't really help him though, because they weren't really controlling the game. They kept getting run over by the Swiss's uh, midfield. That kind of leads to a pretty interesting finale. All these groups so far have an interesting finale, a final week, match week for them. Like we talked about before with Qatar and Canada, the Swiss just have to not lose really to Canada, and they can go through. Even if they do lose, I think they'll still be one of the better third place teams because I don't think much is going to come out of this game between Bosnia and Qatar. I think Qatar probably they're down two players, two of their starters, and I don't think they're gonna. I don't think anyone off their bench can really make an impact. And Bosnia, I think, are just can't find that next gear to get out, get into the next round. So I don't think much is going to happen for them. So I think both of these two teams, Canada and Switzerland, are pretty much guaranteed through. The final game of the night was Mexico versus South Korea, which was a really fun game. Uh, I was shocked by this result actually. I thought South Korea was actually going to beat Mexico. I had them topping the group with Mexico second, so pretty interesting to see this happen. Uh, Pretty even first half. Both teams really going at it. The other team's goal. Um, it wasn't until the second half when the Mexico got a really quick start, got that goal 5 minutes after the break, that it really woke up Korea and they started really attacking a lot more. Heung-min Son really disappointed me. Didn't do all that much on the ball. Granted, his midfield couldn't really get the ball for him. I thought King and Lee should have done a little bit more too. I know he's young, his first World Cup, so pressure's on. But I feel like he could have done with more of the ball with the talent he has. Same with Jae Sung Lee. Uh, Plays for Mainz, really good team. I feel like both of those players could have done a little bit more to help Sun out offensively. Um, Kim and Jae should have led the line a bit more in the back. I feel like they kind of little sloppy mistakes are the reason why Mexico were able to get that goal. And they attacked really well. The Korea that was later in the game. they got really close a few times. Um, I think they just started finding their stride too late in the game when Mexico had already settled in, really set up defensively well to protect that lead, and made it impossible for South Korea to break down into the game or get back into the game. That is, and Mexico guarantee are already qualified for the next round, so good for them. And South Korea just have to pretty much beat South Africa, who are really lackluster this World Cup. So both of those teams should be through to the next round. So yeah, it's a pretty good match day. A lot of surprising results, i.e., Mexico versus South Korea and Canada shellacking Qatar. Um, but that group pretty much seems settled now on who's going to qualify and who's not, for both of them, that is. And unless if something dramatic happens, the Czech, South Africa, Bosnia, and Qatar are almost guaranteed to go home and end their World Cup journey.